allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, can I get a motion for approval of our agenda tonight?
I move for the approval of our agenda as presented.
Thank you.
I will second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing as there is none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, we have approval of minutes for our work session and workshop business meeting of August 27th. Is there a motion?
I move, oh,
Go ahead.
okay. I move that the board approves the minutes from the work session and workshop business meetings of August 27th, 2024 be approved as presented.
Thank you.
Second?
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. This brings us to public participation. I was not advised of any public, and it does not appear as though there is any public, so we will move on. Next up, we have our superintendent's report. Dr. Murillo.
Thank you, Mr. Tripp. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Matthews to the podium. Really excited tonight to be able to share an update on our advanced course enrollment. And Dr. Matthews is going to walk you through our AP and our concurrent enrollment. So once John gets everything set up, we are thankful for Mr. Stile and all the work that he does. Dr. Matthews, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Murillo, and good evening, Board of Directors. It is my pleasure to provide an overview of our 2023-24 advanced course enrollments at Thomas Jefferson and Abraham Lincoln High Schools, as well as giving you a little bit of an update about new course offerings for the 24-25 school year. As a reminder, District Strategic Goal 2 guarantees each graduate is future ready. We measure progress toward that goal based on the percentage of students who earn a second credential. Advanced course enrollments play a critical role in providing these opportunities for students so they can achieve those Diploma Plus One opportunities. So this evening, I will share the course enrollments in our Advanced Placement or AP courses and Concurrent Enrollment or CE courses from last school year. To begin, I just wanted to let you know how we provide these advanced course opportunities through those AP and concurrent enrollment options. Both of those are rigorous college-level courses. With the AP courses, we use a curriculum that is approved by the AP College Board to guarantee that we are meeting those high college standards. And students must earn a passing score of a 3 or higher on the AP exam in order to earn that college credit. Those exams are very rigorous, standardized assessments, and students can expect to take at least 3 hours on them most times. So I wanted to set the stage for the level of rigor for that assessment as well. With concurrent enrollment, again, rigorous college-level courses, these can be taught in a combination. Some of them are taught in our high schools by our high school teachers who are vetted by the community college who offers the college credit. And to be eligible to teach those courses, teachers have to have a master's degree and at least 12 credit hours in the content area that the CE course is being offered. Sometimes students also take CE courses online while they're in the high school setting, but taught by the instructors at the community college online, and sometimes they take them on campus directly. Students are awarded college credit by the participating college when they achieve those high college level standards and complete the course successfully. This first chart shows the total number of course enrollments in advanced courses over time. This includes both advanced placement and concurrent enrollment courses combined. You can see we had pretty steady increases each year from 2014-15 to 2019-20. And we saw a very slight dip in that 2020-21 school year, which was the year we started hybrid, but we've had steady increases since then. And last year, I'm proud to say we had an all-time high number of enrollments with 3,855 enrollments, an increase of nearly 500 more than the previous year. Thanks. Next, we'll look at AP and CE course enrollments separately, beginning here with the data for advanced placement courses. Again, those AP courses we offer give students additional opportunities to take rigorous college-level courses outside of the CE offerings, so they can have access and experience in high school to those different content areas. We had a slight decrease in AP course enrollments from 629 to 594, a difference of 35 there, but you could see that we really offset that in our overall advanced course enrollments because of the increase that we're going to see in concurrent enrollment coming up. I mentioned that rigorous AP exam, and we do encourage every student who takes an AP course to take the AP exam, which is not the case in all districts. We really think that it's important for students to have that experience and that opportunity, and it helps prepare them for what's to come in college as well. This chart is going to show you the number of students that take AP exams has increased. That's that yellow bar in the middle, the number of test takers. The total number of exams administered also increased, and we also saw an increase in our overall pass rate on those exams. So we're very pleased to see upward trends in all three of these categories. In other exciting news in AP, we had 13 total students earn AP Scholar Awards, and you will actually get to meet these students at the next board meeting for our student recognition. 11 students earned the award of AP Scholar, and to achieve that award, those students had to have a score of 3 or higher on 3 or more AP exams, so very impressive. We had one student earn an AP Scholar with honor. To earn that award, you have to average a score of at least 3.25 on any AP exam that you take, and have scores of 3 or higher on 4 or more exams. And then finally, we had one AP Scholar with distinction, and that student had to have an average score of at least 3.5 on every AP exam taken, and scores of 3 or higher on 5 or more exams. So I'm very excited for you to get to meet and recognize those students in 2 weeks. Next, we'll switch over and look at our concurrent enrollment courses. And here is where you do see that large jump in the enrollments in our concurrent enrollment enrollments compared to the previous year. Again, we've seen nice steady increases from that 2020-21 year on, but we had an increase of just over 500 more enrollments in 2023-24 compared to the prior year, and it's our highest enrollment to date with 3,261 concurrent enrollment course enrollments. So very impressive number there. Along with those enrollments, we want to think about credits obtained. Last year, high school students in Council Bluffs Community School District earned an astounding 8,950 college credits through concurrent enrollment course offerings. This is a truly remarkable number. That is nearly 9,000 credits students and families will not have to financially support as students continue their education or enter the workforce and begin earning a livable wage with their certificate, diploma, or degree. It is such an amazing accomplishment, and I think our students and families are very thankful for that. Looking ahead to this year, we anticipate a continued upward trajectory. In our pursuit to continue to provide more choices, more opportunities, and more ways to succeed, I am proud of the additional AP and CE course offerings we have for the current school year, which were board approved last year for our program of studies. These new courses will provide opportunities for students they didn't have prior. What you can see here on this list is 3 new offerings in our science area, which do help towards that STEM concentrator we have. We also have Introduction to Business as a concurrent enrollment offering for this current year, and 2 education courses, Foundations of Education and Introduction to Early Childhood Education. And students may have previously taken those courses at Iowa Western or online. Now they're able to take them in their high schools too, if they prefer. So with that, I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
That's
The cost of credits currently, what are we looking at per credit?
It's a little over 220, I want to say,
Per credit?
per credit. We do get reimbursement for some of those from the state.
So the school's kind of giving back about $2 million to our community?
That would be yes,
That's a pretty big deal.
a really big deal.
and just for the community to see, or to understand, the state really pushes the concurrent credit. So for our core classes, it's a reimbursement of about a 0.5. For our CTE classes, it's a reimbursement of about a 0.7, so that the state reimburses. And then we also have partnerships like Aspire with the Iowa West Foundation, who then also will provide a grant of $325,000
Yes.
that we can use to cover the additional costs of our concurrent credit or our AP.
I'm curious, what is the breakdown of enrollment by grade? If you know that.
I do not
Off the top
have
of your
that.
head.
I
Okay.
can have that data pulled though and report back to
I'm
you.
just curious.
Yeah.
You mentioned towards the beginning that teachers they had to have a master's degree in at least 12 hours in order to qualify to be able to teach a CE class. I feel like I've asked this before, but have we ever run into any problems where we wanted to offer classes, but we didn't have faculty who were qualified, where we had to maybe offer some sort of incentive? Or?
We have had classes where they're maybe offered at one school and not the other, and students can take it at the opposite school, or we have an AP offering to offset that so that they can still take that college level course. But yes, and we have posted specifically for teachers who are endorsed to teach concurrent enrollment as well.
And so related to, and if you mentioned this, I apologize. Do we have an actual incentive for teachers? Like, hey, if you also teach a CE course, it's an additional like stipend or something on top, or?
Per our salary schedule, there is already movement for having your master's degree and additional credit hours, so that's the incentive built into the salary schedule.
Cool. I hadn't thought about that. Thanks.
Yeah.
The new courses that are those offered at both high schools?
Some of them are. The Intro to Business and Education courses are at both. The physics courses, AP is at one and CE is at the other. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now Mr. Tripp will move into our informational presentations. We have two this evening. One is our FMCS, I have my glasses on, summer update, I believe it is. And Mr. Stiles will be presenting that. And following Mr. Stiles will be Ms. Ostrowski on our district promotional efforts. Mr. Stiles, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Morrell, and thank you, Board. I'm really excited for this opportunity to kind of give you the what's going on in facilities and maintenance over the summer and even up to right now. First and foremost, this is the facilities team up there. They're really proud to serve the district, the students, and the staff. You don't always recognize them, but this group here works really, really hard to provide a really great environment for everyone. So, one of the things that kind of struck me is we started looking at between 2023 and 2024, what was the difference in our summer tickets? I can't state this enough, but we had 87 requests in 2023. If you look in 2024, we had 242. Now, there's a couple factors that play into that, but one thing is there's a lot of work going on. The second thing is we're doing a better job recording the work that we're actually doing. Same way with the total summer tickets. The thing I'd highlight there is 2,464 completed jobs for this summer. And if you flip back to that previous slide, that's the team that did it. So I want to highlight two of the projects here. You can kind of read the rest that are there, but the one is the Kingsville, the window ledge replacement. What's exciting about that? Well, we happen to have our own masonry on staff, and he was able to do the work at about a third of the cost. So that was really nice, and Otis does amazing work with that. So I wanted to highlight that. The second thing was, I thought for the most part we've had a really amazing summer temperature-wise, but we keep having these high winds, tornadoes, and just really, really tough storms. The tree branch and cleanup, I wished I could give you the tonnage. We didn't measure it in that kind of fashion, but it was a lot. So this here is just a way that we're trying to utilize our resources in the best fashion. The top left corner is cabinets that were available out of the old Crescent Elementary building. What we did is we had a resource room, I believe a family advocate, that they had a lot of stuff. They had no storage. What we now have is all of those cabinets made their way to that resource room. And I know there still looks like there's a lot of stuff there, but some of it hadn't been put away. And the other thing is, if you know anything about those resource rooms, they're highly, highly used. Another thing that we did for our custodial team is we said we're going to give you guys an excellent workspace as well. The picture on the left is Franklin's storage unit for custodial. The picture on the right is afterwards. So if you were working in that facility, which one would you want to be a part of? Most of us would say on the right. I know there are a few. The World War II Memorial, first and foremost, this has a lot of meaning for a lot of folks. I got to tell you, there was a time that I was walking by and didn't even know I was walking by a memorial. Through time, it needed some attention. And Torsten Saul, he took it upon himself to replace the eagle. That middle picture with the oak leaves, he customized those, built those, and then stained them to meet the quality. So that is the amount of attention to detail and the master craftsmanship that we have on our staff. Really amazing. The Rue gazebo, the picture on the left, it doesn't do it justice. I should have blown up the picture, but believe it or not, getting pictures from maintenance and custodial folks in a timely manner is not the easiest thing to do. But it was in a bit of disarray. It needed stained, it needed some attention, it also didn't have a handicap accessible ramp. The picture on the right is the after effects. Mark Dillahay did this project for us. And then I think I have an arrow coming down. Hoorah. There is the ramp that was put in place. I've already noticed students out there, they're really enjoying this, so I know the team is proud of this work. Another project that the team took on is there was a parent group at College View. Our team was able to do the installation, and there was a significant savings by doing the installation ourselves. Another resource that we were able to use is, and this the pictures don't do it justice, and I wish I could do a better job. Diane and her team does amazing work. Oh, I pointed back there. You used to sit back there. The picture on the left is the hallway up at the old Crescent building. The picture on the right, there was no lockers there at one time, but that's now at Rue. And we added over 90 lockers to Rue, so there's no longer doubling up of students at lockers at Rue. Again, just to kind of give you a little more of what happened and where we were and where we're going. This happens to be at College View, but we redid the offices of College View, Franklin, Longfellow, and Hoover. The picture on the left, once again, most of us wouldn't want to be a part of that office. The pictures on the right is what that office looks like now. And if you kind of take that top picture in the middle, that's kind of looking back to where all that clutter was. And on the bottom is we're working on getting storage units for every one of our tools. So we know where they're at, we know what's going on. And the other thing we do when this happens is we restock with new serviceable tools. Because it's really not that fun using a tool from 1952 that has been left out a few times. As you recall, you guys approved both the Longfellow and TJ stabilization. Both projects have come off 100% successful. We really are happy with the architects and the vendors that did this work. They came in on time, on budget, and that's what we love to hear. Now, if you haven't heard, there's a new video board coming to the WIC. So this is very exciting. I can't wait for the actual unveiling. There is still work going on out there. Facilities and maintenance have been a part of ensuring that the concrete went in as installed, that the grass gets put back to where it needs to. All the fiber, believe it or not, there's a couple fiber lines going out there now. And the other thing that was kind of fun about this is we got to see in our stadium what 8 concrete trucks look like. And so that's how much was on that left side for the base of that sign. This TJ and TJAC has came to be a really neat standard of, and again, working with the communication team. Diane and her team does amazing work. But we were able to put some new wall wraps, door clings, and other amenities to both of those facilities, plus fresh paint. be amazing what paint does for a building. I really like all of those wraps. Like I said, Diane's team designed all of those for us, so she does amazing work. The picture in the bottom middle, if anyone wants to take a guess, that happens to be the concession stand. And if you remember, it used to be really dingy. I wouldn't say dirty, but it wasn't bright, and shiny, right? And it has the new floor. What's neat about that is that floor actually came out of some of the leftovers from Wilson. So that's kind of a cool piece. Another major project we had going was the cornice replacement out of Carter Lake. Once again, completed on time, what I really like to see. High standards were met with our district, and we got the grounds restored. In addition, they're actually probably in better shape now than they ever have been. So really, really happy. That just happens to be one of the pictures I didn't share with Mark in time that you could see for the first day of school. So, sorry, Mark. Our ERV and heat pumps replacement at both Bloomer and TJ. These two particular pictures, I just happen to like cranes, and these are the only two that I was able to get pictures of. But this is at Bloomer. Once again, Rasmussen did the Bloomer work, and Fluid Mechanical did TJ, and those are amazing vendors to work with. Really happy to be a part of them, and they met they completed on time and met the standards. I will tell you a story about Fluid Mechanical. What makes them very special in my heart is most times when you have folks doing work on the roof, if they happen to poke a hole or do some damage to the building, they keep walking. Not Fluid Mechanical. They let us know, and they paid for the cost of the repair. So they didn't have to do that. That's a lot of integrity. Kind of moving over to the custodial side, you'll notice that we've got a lot of things going on with them. They're trying to do our first 100 feet. They're trying to ensure the grounds are where they need to be. I wanted to read these out because it's pretty amazing. And now you may be thinking, okay, did he make numbers up? How did he get these numbers? These numbers come right out of our maintenance system because we are recording what we're doing. So you can see over 100,000 square feet of floors waxed. The windows cleaned. I didn't know how many windows we cleaned. It's 1,783. I know now. I thought it was bad when I was a kid. My mom used to help. I had to help with the windows, and my job was just to make sure Mom didn't fall off the ladder. But that's a lot of windows. Doors painted and cleaned. Primarily the paint is the big issue here. 193. Carpet cleaned. 600,000 square feet. And then the one I really like, because it's also the fitness side, over 10,000 miles walked this summer, and we know that because we have PMs, preventive maintenance, to go out and pick up trash. In addition, I had a situation that happened. I was doing traffic control at the first day of the Early Learning Center, and on this particular day, somebody pulled up beside me and said, "Hey, we went to 5 or 6 of your buildings and we couldn't hardly find any trash." And I'm like, thumbs up, okay. I didn't quite understand. He rolls out, and then the next thing I know, Aaron Rang goes, "Oh, that's the gentleman that leads the Boy Scouts in town. They must have been scouring the buildings." I thought, really cool. I didn't know who he was, though, so. Continued, the picture on the right is what the preparation that is done for floors. And then if you notice the picture in the top middle, that is the way the shiny floor should be. And the work that was done, that floor should last us all the way through really the end of this school year. However, they have processes to restore it if we have more than, if something goes on that just kind of dulls it up a little bit. Furniture moved from our custodians. A ton of that was done. I don't know the weight. I mean, I don't know how we're going to start weighing that stuff. They also put things together for us. And on the far left side, that is the entranceway to Franklin. Again, outside beautification can be just as important. The one I really want to highlight is the outdoor classroom at Thomas Jefferson. That has been restored to its once glory. And then if you look on the left side, that was more work going on with the trees. They cut a lot of branches this year and restored. So, and that also happens to be one of the new mowers. So kind of got two in one for that one. Continued, on the right, if you've ever driven by Bloomer Elementary, you would have noticed on the playground that there was a lot of dirt. And I found out that there was a lot of dirt for a lot of time. And so we now have green space out there. The sod is taking, and if everything goes well, by the end of this month, students should be on there playing, having a great time. On the left, that's actually a College View, and it worked out that that used to be another mud hole. So if you've ever been out there, what was able to happen is our head custodian, Beth, was able to work out, and we were able to get turf in that particular area, and we're excited to see how that works out. But by the way, I only had one picture of that, so. Another project that was going on was our AL and Kern track. I really hope you each have had a chance to at least see one or the other or both. They really are they're a great piece for our district. The other thing to take note of is these come with a 10-year warranty, and there's actually a coating that we can put on in the next year or two that will extend that another 5 years. Middle school classrooms, again, what a really neat space. There was new wall wraps put on, acoustic tiles. The acoustic tiles were actually installed by the maintenance team. Furniture, all new furniture. There's electrical outlets, dry erase boards, and you can just see it is a fun and amazing and inviting space. Who wouldn't want to be in those classrooms? Now the next slide happens to be when we replaced the furniture at the middle schools, it went to AL and TJ. So all of that was repurposed, and so it looks really nice and inviting. So the high schools also benefited from some of the middle school work. Concrete work. This might be the bane of my existence, concrete in the Council Bluffs community. But what we did is we went more strategically this year. So we did smaller repair jobs, but where they were most needed. And AL, Carter Lake, Edison, Lewis and Clark, Thomas Jefferson, and Rue were the beneficiaries of that. The picture on the right side is really a good picture. In the past, we might have done that entire lot to repair, maybe a 20 square foot section or something. Oh, and just a note, we now also seal all new concrete work. So that should help keep the solid and help us prevent. We're using the Early Learning Center as kind of our mark. In fact, Nick and Aaron are going out next week to test that concrete to ensure what we think we're doing is the right thing. AL, if you had been out to AL, some of the tile had come in disarray, and so those have all been replaced and repaired. Fresh carpet. This is another one of those fun-filled facts that we had enough carpet from other projects that we were able to put carpet at all of those locations. The one on the far left is Franklin, middle is Rue, and the far right is Longfellow. But I also wanted to highlight Longfellow a little bit. It's really fun to see the kids on this carpet, but on the right side, our custodial staff, along with the principal there, created, and they got an accent wall. It really is a neat thing if you're a part of those classrooms. And all of that carpet in that area was something either used from Wilson Kern project or potentially TJ or AL projects. Questions?
I am loving the new track at Kern.
Awesome.
Just to add on to that, it's fantastic to see this, especially when you were highlighting some of the kind of the ingenuities that happened with some of the smaller projects. Like I thought the turf that you mentioned was fantastic. That one of the custodians really had the idea of, hey, let's replace this and avoid having a mud pit. Just hearing that's really awesome. It's fantastic.
We, as a Council of Schools, we have an amazing custodial maintenance and facility team, and they're full of these wonderful ideas. And I truly mean that. They're an amazing group. Oh, perfect. Is it 7 o'clock?
Yep.
It is.
Well, I guess that my statement would be that your enthusiasm really kind of gets us going and shows us that we have the right guy out there leading the pack. So thank you, John.
Well, thank you.
And outstanding work to the facilities, maintenance, and custodial. We obviously and clearly depicted we have the best facilities in the entire area. So keep up the good work. Community, check them out. It's amazing.
Thank you, guys.
Final presentation.
Let's keep that enthusiasm going, shall we? Good evening, and thank you for allowing me to present tonight. As you know, this year's theme for the Council of Schools is This Is Us, CB. This year, we're going to take advantage of that opportunity and really dedicate time in a variety of ways to share our story, share why what we are doing for students every day is extraordinary. And I want to share with you tonight a few of the ways that we have planned to be able to share us out into the community. These include an award-winning Achieve magazine, the newly branded website, Class Intercom, which I'm sure you're interested in learning more about, and our district video series. First of all, our Achieve magazine is award-winning. For the past 2 years, it has received an award of merit from our National School Public Relations Association. And I think that's because we're taking the time to really showcase the positive things happening in our schools and keeping our community informed. They're impressed, the judges, with the fact that we send it to the homes of about 22,000 residents. And so that they are aware, if they're not current parents or even graduates of the district, that they're aware of where their tax dollars are going. And so that's really important and I was glad that Dr. Murillo initiated this magazine when she arrived in Council Bluffs. We do this on a quarterly basis, and I'm proud to say that our foundation sponsors the magazine. That really helps. And it's also available on our website for anybody who'd like to go back and look at them. From the spring of 2020 was the first one. Our website refresh was completed here at the end of the summer, and what we had was great, but it also had been around a while, and if you know anything about websites, you know that over time there's broken links and information that's not out, that's kind of out of date. So it gave us an opportunity when our provider was purchased by another company to go ahead and transform to the new platform, Final Site. And as you can imagine, this is a great place for parents to go for resources any time of day. They can look for the school calendar, menus, that's always a popular page on our website, upcoming events, resources they might need, policies, and our staff directory is all searchable right on the website, and each school has its own page. So we're constantly striving to make this a really great resource for families and really attractive when parents and others are checking us out. Class Intercom. I would love to share that we have introduced this, and our school staff are excited about it, truly. This is a social media management dashboard that helps us kind of re-engineer how we've been doing that in the past. You know, it can be kind of cumbersome to come up with story ideas or ask people for their ideas. Well, this kind of takes it all at a one-stop shop, and it allows us to share our story and create more awareness about our news, our events, our achievements, all the great stuff we want parents and community to know. And through this dashboard, we can maximize our use of the different social media platforms, because parents are most likely on Facebook, but kids are mostly on Instagram, and there's also LinkedIn where we might be recruiting staff. So in a one-stop shop, we can post to all three. Posts are created by teachers, which is not something we've done in the past. It's been somebody at the school, right? Specialists who visit all of our classrooms, even students, and I'm going to share just a little bit more about that. And then they're moderated by a designee at the school. So a story is submitted with photo or video, and then somebody makes sure that it meets the standards, everything's spelled correctly and represents the school well, and then they push it out and it's posted. Great news shared. The goal really is more frequent posts and a greater variety, so that families can not only see the students of the week, but they might see, and I'll show you later, what's happening in art class. We've trained all the moderators, and we've also invited to the platform all of the content creators, and that includes a lot of teachers and others in the building. And then very soon, we'll be preparing to designate students to be part of this. And students really benefit. We feel strongly that students are going to benefit from this real-world learning and experience that they could have, opportunities that they can learn how to tell stories, do creative writing, learn how to produce digital media, photography, videography, design, and more. And the platform allows you to be creative.
Schools benefit then from the influx of new compelling stories that they can share. And guess what? Students are in it. They know what is hot and they know what people might be interested in and know the trends. So we just really feel like some of our most compelling stories are going to come from students. And Class Intercom provides a unique opportunity for a content generation workshop designed just for students, and that's scheduled for October 16th in Lincoln. You could also attend virtually, but I know Mrs. Comine is planning to attend and have students and maybe some other adults attend as well, to start really their journey on how to be a contributor to our school social media and make a great impact on our community. Here's some examples of social media just over the last week or so. And here's on the upper right is that art project. I mean, it's so interesting. They're doing their silhouettes. Does anybody remember doing that? Yeah. So the teacher took some pictures of them creating their silhouettes, and what a great post. At Franklin, they're celebrating their safety patrol. You know, those are leaders in the school, right? The bottom middle is College View, and they have a new makerspace, and why not show the kids in action in their makerspace? The bottom left is Bloomer's popsicle break for their kiddos who accomplished a goal. And of course, it was probably one of those really hot days, so they enjoyed the popsicle. Upper left is our CTE programming in our health sciences, and they're all training and in their uniforms and learning new skills right off the bat here at this first part of our school year. And finally, in the middle, top, Kern was celebrating its leadership team. You might recognize one of those in the picture. And they were helping to greet families at back to school night. So they were just giving shout outs, snippets of what's happening in the classroom, and just a glimpse into what's happening in our schools every day that's ordinary but also extraordinary. Yes?
Question. How would our board members follow what's being posted in Class Intercom?
They just need to follow the schools and the district on social media. Pick your favorite platform: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and LinkedIn. I would say that schools aren't really posting to LinkedIn, but the district does. So, yeah. Just figure out where your favorite one is. And if you go to more than one, you might see the same story twice, but that's okay. It's shorter, fewer characters in X. Now, the next project is exciting. It's an opportunity for us to, again, tell that story in a new and creative way. We have partnered with a local videographer who we just contract with to do specific stories. Pete Sobey has been doing this in our community for many, many years. And really, again, the goal is to provide that inside look, bring the community into our buildings without being in our buildings. It's really what we're designing these videos to do is to kind of reinforce our pride and motivate others to share. Did you see that video? And then also counter some longstanding misperceptions about our school district. We've all talked about how, we wish people just knew the great things that were happening in our schools. So this is our opportunity to at least give them an opportunity to see. And then also recruiting young families who may not have children yet in school, or staff who may be considering moving to our community to work and educate our children. I'm going to, if I may, show you the first three that were produced that first week of school. You might have seen them already, but I thought it might be kind of fun to take a look at them and see what we've got here. Each of them are just about 2 minutes long.
Ready to go. He's got all of his supplies. He's excited because he doesn't have to make any food. Yeah. House this summer. See the new little faces coming in and ready to learn. This is like the excitement, you build like all summer for it. To see their faces and things like that. Everyone's excited for it. Even though this is my 29th year, every year is new and different, and we're always changing and growing. And it's different depending on what your students are like, so it's always fun. They're ready. Some structure, some learning. They will do great here, so we're excited to get back at it. Here at College View, I'm really excited about that. I've heard great things, so I'm excited for everything. them to be happy and to learn as much as they possibly can. I think we're back to school.
I would just listen to your teachers, make lots of friends, and try out the new things they have for you.
You're going to do great, and okay, be a little nervous, but we're all in this together. Let's go!
All right, obviously, I mean, kids, you can't beat kids with their dinosaurs, right? Just everybody just being themselves. And I can tell you, Pete was at that building for about an hour. But, I mean, you could catch all kinds of great things happening. And it could have been at any school. That happened to be College View. This next one was about our back-to-school celebration. And I know some of you were there, but the others who weren't can have a good glimpse into what happened.
All right, here we go. Well, good morning, staff, and welcome back to another back-to-school celebration. Yeah, more brand new start. We are ready for anything.
Get the kids all excited about the year, and that's what I'm here. This is a great news for a fresh start and just going with the positive attitude. I am super excited to be able to introduce our elementary team, and they're going to start off with some points of pride and get this place going before we get back.
Here's to continued success and to the bright future of our school district, Council Bluffs Community School District. We're on the move. This is us, CB. Thank you, and have a great year. This is going to be an exciting year. We're going to do lots of things this year. We're going to have a great year. And we're ready to go.
It just makes you smile, doesn't it? All right, and then, of course, it's the first day of school, so let's get a glimpse into the first day of school in our schools.
Morning, welcome back. Have a great first day.
We are so excited to have them. Another year of excitement.
Good morning, good morning.
Welcoming our sixth graders, all 351 of them, and launching our college and career readiness exploration class.
Everybody know where they're going? I'm excited because we got all these smiling faces and so many kids coming back to school. I mean, it's a great day to be a Lynx. Hello, welcome.
I'm getting to know my teachers and getting to know everyone.
I'm going to work hard to have A's and B's.
There's been a lot of prep work over the summer, and we're excited to bring that to life. Let's come in to see everybody, meet new people, see what classes we got, and get started. Abraham, 3 kids.
Oh, first day of school always exciting. I mean, summertime, good. It was 89 days long, if I remember right. So I think the kids after about 2 3 days, get bored of everything.
I'm starting Iowa Western classes today, and I'm excited to meet my new teachers. It's gonna be a good year. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah! Let's make sure we're showing up, doing our best, and supporting each other. Let's make it a great day to be a junior Jackie.
It's my first time being at school.
The excitement, the energy, smiles. Everybody's just excited. It's just a great energy. This is us.
This is us.
This is us.
This is us.
Love it. So this is us in 24-25. We're off to a great start, and we cannot wait to continue to tell the stories and invite you to give us story ideas that we can then share out with the community as well. We're using the hashtag Achieve More as always, and also This Is Us CB.
I've noticed an uptick in Facebook posts. I follow a lot of the schools, and I really appreciate it as a board member, but more so as a parent, because I really enjoy seeing what's going on at our schools. So that's great. And I'm really looking forward to see some of the student stories. Like, that'll be really cool to see.
I have a question. So are any students that go through like a kind of onboarding training per se, can they submit stories, or is it more aligned with our pathways?
Well, I believe that we will allow student council and journalism students and things like that to be part of it. But if there's somebody who's part of a club and they want to keep sharing their story, bring it on. You know, we can, it's a very safe platform. We can track it, we can monitor it. Kids can keep those stories for their own portfolios as they move along. So we're really looking for a variety of perspectives and venues from which to share our story. Mm-hmm.
So I'll continue my enthusiasm for you. I want to thank you and your team. You have done a fabulous job of the rebranding, and we get in there and we're sneaking around the website, and we just love it. Thank you. Great job.
Have you noticed an increase in engagement?
Yes, and we are tracking that. And also, we did a baseline number of followers and engagements for each building, and we're going to be giving them reports to let them know how their efforts are paying off. And I think that just kind of fuels you to do more. So thank you for asking that, yes. And I would be remiss if I didn't, and I should have earlier, thank Bryce Griffin, who is our social media guru, 24/7 almost. He stays right on top of things, shares schools posts on our district one, because the district is, made up of schools. So let's share the stories of all of our schools, and does a great job of doing that. So thanks, Bryce.
Yeah, he's not here today, so
Yeah,
thank you.
I know.
I'm like, where is
I thought
he?
maybe he didn't have to wait till this long for the.
Oh, yeah, yeah, so your face starts to hurt. Yeah, I know.